you're on.
Well,
2 years after. We were married on August what?
18th.
August, what happened on the 21st?
Jason was born.
We were born August 18th, 1980.
1980.
80. Here in this temple.
And it was a busy morning.
And it was a busy morning. Tell us what you did at 4 o'clock that morning while I was asleep.
While you slept peacefully, I got up, was sick, nervous,
Throwing up in the shower.
Scared, with the flowers come. Sleeping in.
In fact, I think we had to be here what time?
8.
We had to be here at 8. And I set
You
the
set your
alarm
alarm.
for about 7:45 or
And
close,
he slept through the
close
first.
to 8. And I slept through the first alarm and then finally got up and took a shower.
You could tell how much it meant to him.
So, and then we
met here.
We met here in the
You
lobby
beat
of
me.
the temple. I had to sit around, but I think I came by myself.
Yeah.
Okay, we met in the lobby of the temple.
S. Lawrence Moss married us.
And who was there?
David's grandmother, Jan's mother, and Jay's father
Oh, that's right.
were the grandparents that were there. And then both sets of our parents, and Jay and Walter were the witnesses, which was nice. And then lots of relatives were there. My brother and sister and their spouses. And
Irma was there.
Ermon was there.
Franzie's sister.
My bishop was there and his wife.
And Harry Bethany.
Harry and Bethany. And some aunts and uncles from southern Utah. Mine were there.
Oh, that's right.
So we had quite a few people for the room. It was Brother Moss promised us that we would have a happy home. And also that we should always, do things together, and we should pray together and keep our family close. And it was a good ceremony. It was a really neat ceremony. He also talked quite a bit about adoption. And with my sister, that was special. And it was good and to the point. And then we went out in front of the temple and took pictures.
And that time, a lot more of our relatives
came.
Steve and John were out there then. And,
Eugene.
Steve and Eugene were the best.
Betty came over to take pictures.
Yeah.
Jay took pictures.
Everyone took
pictures. And also at that time, there were only 2 brides getting married that day. We were one, and
Benson, right?
Benson's granddaughter was also getting married. So we had to share the front of the temple with just one other bride, which was nice. And
generally there's about 20.
we took lots of pictures, and then we had an appointment for the wedding breakfast just a couple of hours later at noon, I believe.
Oh, and in between the time of something after the...
I had a lock, key to my lock, and of course I was madly dashing around, and my mother decided to keep it. So David had to run around looking for the key, trying to find it so that everyone at the wedding breakfast wouldn't have to wait too long. And so, did you find it?
No, I didn't know. Didn't it turn out to be your mom's?
My mother always had it the whole time. She wasn't nervous or anything. She'd lost the key. And so then I changed, and we went over and had a wedding breakfast in the line.
No, didn't we in the meantime? No. Then in between the wedding breakfast and the wedding, we walked louder. We walked over to the visitor center and had a few pictures. Betty and you took some pictures of that visitor center over by the Christ. And then we went over to the Lion House, and we had kind of a brunch over there. And then, who gave you a Your grandpa gave you a prayer. Dad kind of welcomed everyone. Lots of good food. And then filled the tracks.
Got everything ready to go for the reception.
And we discovered a place we bought our car in safe. Then
The reception started
the
at 8.
reception started at 8 o'clock in the Lion House.
Before that, we had pictures.
Right.
We set up place settings of the china and
Put out quilts.
put out quilts and got everybody basically ready for the reception.
Oh, Ron, okay. Then the reception that night, 8 o'clock, we hid our car in the Hotel Utah where they have valet parking where you put it up and they park it for you. We were thinking that would be safe enough to hide the car, and that didn't turn out to be the case.
We tell them we stood in line for 2 hours.
We stood in line for 2 hours.
8 to 10.
And people filed by, and we shook everyone's hand, pretended that we knew everyone, and pretended we were glad to see everyone.
And everything looked lovely. The flowers were lovely.
Flowers were nice. Good presents.
The cake, tell them about the cake.
You tell about it.
Well, David bought me the Yadro bride and groom for the top of the cake. I didn't want a plastic one. So David bought me a beautiful piece of Yadro of the bride and groom to put on top of it. And then we had a special cake made that had hanging lace that was made by a lady in Farmington that has done it for quite a few years. And it turned out really beautiful. It was sort of a white on white. And the Yadro looked really nice on top of it. It turned out beautiful. And we cut the cake at 10 o'clock, or 10:15 or so. We cut the cake and shoved it in each other's mouth. And then we tried to sit down to a few refreshments, but we had so many people come that we really didn't have enough refreshments for a lot of people to have them because they'd run out.
So then we went out after all the pictures, we went out on the balcony and saw our car parked out. It was destroyed by Eugene's. And after we cleaned off the car, we went back to, we were going to go up to Park City immediately, but in the interim between the reception and the wedding breakfast, we didn't get quite all packed. So we had to go back to Bountiful for about an hour or something and make our final packing. And from that time, we went up to Park City for the traditional wedding night. And then we got up the next morning.
Left quite early to go drive to Reno that night.
To drive to Reno that night. We drove straight through from Park City to Reno and got into Reno that night and spent a night there. Just kind of a quick night. And the next morning, quite early, we went up to, we drove from Reno to Yosemite and got a cabin there. And that, I guess, was that night. That night we went to the Awani Lodge there that Virginia had given us as a wedding gift, a night, a reservation that we wanted
For dinner.
for dinner. And so that was a very elegant dinner, and we had the honeymoon
Table.
table, which was right under looking, what's the rock there? El Capitan or half one of those rocks. And that night we had a cabin in Yosemite. And the following night,
Would have had reservations for another night.
but I screwed up on the reservation somehow. And then the next day we went to Sacramento. Well, the whole day we spent in Yosemite. That night we drove as far as Sacramento. We went on a tour of the valley and saw
We
all the,
hiked up to a waterfall.
yeah, we hiked the
So
waterfall.
we spent the whole day in Yosemite.
Yeah. And that night we drove to Sacramento.
We drove through the gold.
Yeah, up through on Highway 49 through all the gold country. And then we went to Sacramento, and then the next night for 2 nights we stayed at the Mendocino Village Inn in Mendocino. And
Had an open house.
And had an open house in Fort Bragg on a Friday night. And then following that, I guess the next night, where did we stay? At the Heritage House.
We went to Heritage House.
And
Had dinner.
And had dinner there and had breakfast. And then the following night we stayed at the Callan House.
The barn.
The barn.
With a kitchen and a
Yeah.
dining room.
And then the next day we went down to Carmel. We stayed 2 nights in Carmel
At the Vagabond Inn.
and spent thousands of dollars at Carmel, ran all our credit cards over the limit. And then let's see, did we go straight to Provo from straight to Bountiful?
We spent a night in Bountiful and went to Provo
the following Monday. So that is the story of our wedding. It all started here on Temple Square in beautiful Salt Lake City. And it all started here on beautiful Temple Square in the heart of the Rocky Mountains on August 18th, 1980. And now it is approximately 2 years later, 1982, we have a 10-month boy named Jason who just messed his pants and is really
Jason, what's up?
What is Jay have? What is the picture?
Did I watch it? Wash it? No, I did before I left.
Turn it on one more time, okay? Woo! Thank you. Should we wash our hands? Yeah, she's got
Bye, Jason.
Bye.
Bye, Jason.
Bye, Jason. Thanks for coming.
Okay.
You say goodbye, Grandma Jan.
Debbie has her purse.
Bye, Jason, sweet baby. You're a doll baby.
Okay.
All right, bye, Jason. Steve's taking the luggage.